Good morning. I'm here once again with Fralisa McFall. We are all masked up because we are super safety people. And I'm at Imagination School in, actually, is it Spanaway or Tacoma, Fralisa?
Actually, the address is Tacoma, according to the Postal Service, but it's the Parkland-Spanaway area.
So Parkland-Spanaway area, and Fralisa is sitting just across from me. She's going to talk just in a second here about the COVID-19 measures that she has in place to keep her kids safe. School is upon us. It's coming up, so you're running out of time to register. If you do want to register for school, I've left some details in the description on this post. Please feel free to comment and ask questions during the go live. We'll be live here for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. And then afterwards, if you've got additional questions, please feel free to call or leave a message in Facebook. So here is Fralisa.
Hi, how are you? So I wanted to talk about, ready? Oh, hi, how are you?
Hello, Fralisa. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Nice to see you. In your mask and all, I feel like I can't see you.
I got some great ones coming, so.
Yeah, nice and clean. So what's going on today? So what are you going to teach us about?
So today I'm going to show you what we're doing at our school to keep students and teachers safe, COVID-19 safe.
Got it.
So one of the things we'll be doing is all students will get their temperature checked at the door before they even enter, and all students will need to have a mask or a face shield. Now, everything that I'm telling you about masks, face shields, and things is usually about what OSPI guidelines and Department of Health guidelines and regulations are. Okay, these could change. Okay, as we still have 6 weeks before school, and numbers always change. So for right now, this is what we're doing in our plan. So all students have their temperature checked before they come in. They do have to have a mask or face shield. We're asking all parents not to come into the school, that if they have a message to either text me or email me if it's something that I need to know right away. If it's something that can wait after school, then we will schedule an appointment for that.
So when they're dropping kids off in the morning or picking them up in the evening, it's best not to try and have conversations then, but to message you or email you, just for everybody's safety.
Just for everybody's safety,
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All kids will have to do hand sanitizing when they come in. So what I'm going to require is that all students have their lunch bag must fit into their backpack, that they'll have their backpack on their back, okay? And that they are able to do hand sanitizer right after their temperature is taken.
Got it.
When they come inside, they will be sitting at their desk. They will put their coat on their chair, and they will put their backpack on the side of their desks. Okay?
Got it.
That way they have everything in their little 6 feet bubble. I don't have to worry about where it's going to be, coats touching, so everybody will have their things with them. They'll also need a water bottle. They have their own water bottle. At our school, every child has their own glass. They can go to the water dispenser, get water whenever they need to put it back. But because of COVID-19, everybody will need their own water bottle, and they will have to have their water bottle will need to be filled before they come to school. Okay? If they drink all their water by lunchtime, at lunchtime, I will be the only one, or the other teacher will be the only ones that will fill the water bottle. That way I don't have several hands touching the dispenser and having to disinfect it every single time.
Okay.
So I'll be the only one, and I'll actually be wearing gloves.
Okay.
When they're at their desk, they have their face mask. Oh, we're not moving, so our light went off. Okay, there she goes.
That's okay.
It'll come back on. Somebody's moving for it. You're right. Okay, so I'm just going to have you sit today.
Oh.
I'm not going to have you show the class. Our class isn't ready, so we're not going to show our classroom.
Oh, can I just show a desk? Is this one of the new desks?
As a matter of fact, we actually got 10 more desks so that we can have everybody in their own bubble. We're more Montessori based, and so we do a lot of tables. So instead of drilling in our tables or trying to figure out how to keep the plexiglass there, the other thing, we didn't want to use the tables. Also, because OSPI and DOH has the regulations that all students face the same direction. If I have a table here and I put a plexiglass here, I can't put a student here and here because that's not 6 feet apart. I can't put a student here and here because now they're not facing the same direction. And so
wow.
we're making sure that we are in compliance with all the regulations.
Okay.
And yeah, we're getting ready for school. That's why I'm really dressed down. We're still clean.
Oh, so you're just getting prepped as a teacher. Yeah.
Exactly. Also, at their desks, we are going to be having one of these, which is really kind of cool. And it's another extra layer of protection that comes up at their desk, so every student.
Probably good for concentrating too.
What?
Good for concentrating and
Yes.
having their own little space here.
And it's funny because we've actually done things like this with folders, and we didn't do it for concentrate. We did it for if they were taking an exam or they were taking something that was for a prize, and we needed everybody to just have their own little bubble and they're not looking. But we actually got these
I'll show people these.
so that they can have their own extra little protection for being safe. Okay? So everybody will have one at their desk.
Got it. So it's just cardboard.
It's just cardboard. It's just cardboard.
Is that a COVID thing?
This?
Do those come out for COVID, or is that
No,
just something?
No, they've had these before. You know, I think they've probably come out with more of them because of COVID. You know, but no,
Yeah.
this is something
It's a
that
cute
they have
idea.
out there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm here with Fralisa McFall, and she's walking us through her COVID-19 safety measures. If you have questions or you're thinking about registering your child for school, please put the questions in the comments or shoot Fralisa a message after the video. So Fralisa, what else is going on for COVID?
So some of the other things is, after we're done putting our class together, I'm going to be looking at what does the day-by-day schedule look like. Kids being in the classroom is, for a long time before recess or lunchtime, is really hard. So what we're thinking is that after each subject that we do, they will be able to go outside and take a little break. But before that, because everybody finishes their work at different times, they'll be able to have activities at their desk, okay? And one of those things is these things. And so these just happen to be magnets, and then this is just like a geometric, I can't remember what it's called. But you get to
Like a
make
puzzle.
shapes out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're using these type. The reason I'm showing you is because we're using these particular materials because these are easy to disinfect. We have lots of cards, things to match up, match games, things for language that we are not going to be using, even though
It's
they're laminated.
too hard to keep them clean.
It's too hard to sit and disinfect 40 cards for one thing and you
Right.
have something else. So we'll be using equipment that we can disinfect really easily. Once this has been used for the day, so if somebody uses this in the morning, it'll be put on the needs to be disinfected table, and it will not be used again until the next day.
Got it.
Okay. Another thing that they will have on their desk is a library book. Okay, and library books, they'll have one on their desk for the day to look at. At the end of the day, they'll put it in the needs to disinfect. We will go ahead and disinfect them. We'll just wipe them down with the disinfectant towel. But then we're going to leave them out for 72 hours. We found out that the libraries leave their books out for 72 hours. I guess it must be able to kill all the bacteria, but I like the idea of leaving it out for 72 hours before we put it back into circulation.
Yeah.
Also, we're going to be just sitting out and doing our work outside, just to get outside. One of the things that is one of the recommendations is that kids can take their mask off if they're outside, as long as they're 6 feet apart. So we're going to be doing some times where they're going to be 6 feet apart, sitting on the grass, okay? And they'll be able to have their clipboard with their work on it in order to be able to do that. Okay? The other thing is inside the classroom. So everybody's got a different way of how they want to do their desk 6 feet apart. So there's a couple different ways, okay? And there's the normal way, you know, everybody's in rows, you're just stacked right behind each other, okay? Every desk is about 2 feet apart, and each one of these squares we would say is 1 feet. So that's one way. But I like the way where it's like this instead. So it's still 6 feet apart. Somebody calls this the hexagon way. So if I was to actually draw hexagons instead of circles, it would be the same way. You're still 6 feet apart from everybody, but you actually can get more kids in your classroom. We have a huge space. I'm not really worried about that, but I do like this idea that your head isn't behind somebody else's head. This way you can see what's going on with
It's a little bit more distancing, it seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the little contained boards you're going to use for the cardboard that will contain them in their desk a little bit. And then you're disinfecting the toys, or not the toys, but the learning tools,
materials.
and you're not using some of the learning tools you usually use because they're just too hard to disinfect.
Right.
And then you're going to change out library books and leave them out for 72 hours so that they can become clean, I guess.
I'm not going to do what the proper word is for that, but I like that idea. The other thing we're going to do is there's some materials that I do want some of the kids to learn, especially those who are like multiplication tables.
Sure.
And so there's something called the checkerboard that we have, but I don't want to have to disinfect all the little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So there was this person who put this out, and I'm not sure who it was, but I found it through one of the Montessori Facebook pages that I'm in. And it's, go ahead.
Sorry, having a little bit of a
That's all
technical
right.
difficulty. Okay.
But this is the material, and what they will do is I would actually send it home so that their parents would be able to cut it out. So if you look here, there's like all these little pieces that need to be cut out. Okay? So all these little pieces, we would actually send this home. If your student is on this particular subject and needs this particular concept, then this would be sent home so that the parent can cut it out, put it in a sandwich baggie so that the student can have it at their desk.
Got it.
It's a great way to use the equipment, but in a way that keeps everybody safe, in one way where I don't have to disinfect every single little piece.
Got it. Yeah, wow. Super.
So, and again, like I said, these are all guidelines and can't even think of the word right now.
Well, just, it
But
sounds like...
guidelines that OSPI and DOH has had for schools.
And what does OSPI stand for
OSPI
parents?
is the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction.
So that's what teachers are following. And
Schools are following, yes.
yeah, and I saw that the director or the head chief of OSPI was online yesterday giving announcements. I'm sure you were aware of that and complying with all those things that they're sharing. It was actually more positive than I expected about
Right.
kids going back to school and the trends that they're seeing, and it's not as bad as we had thought.
Right.
Because I know we all wanted this to go away, but it does look like we're moving through it. So,
We're moving through it,
yeah.
you know, so, and it's just and schools have, just so you know, so SPI came out with all these regulations and guidelines, and we get the paper format, you know, it's like, I call it the 55-page book, you know, of all the regulations. The schools actually get a choice on what they decide they want to do. They came out with 3 things that we can follow. One, you can do a hybrid model, which is take half your students that come like 1 week and half the students come another week, and when you're not in the visible classroom, you're online. Or they could do a hybrid where they have group A goes Monday and Tuesday, and group B goes Thursday and Friday. Wednesday would be the disinfect planning day, but when you're not in the classroom, you're doing distance learning, okay?
so
And
a
there's
combination.
different and there's a couple other ones out there. Or you can do 5 days a week, which is what we're planning on, okay? And then you could do all distance learning. So like yesterday, they came out with certain schools, like Seattle Public School is going to be going distance learning. So it's all what that particular school district has decided to do, what they think they would like to do. Again, as a private school, I'm talking with other private schools, we're looking at what's the best thing that we need to do. As we do look at what the public schools are doing also, okay? And again, what the regulations are, so that we're all in compliance with the regulations.
So I'm going to just ask you about some details that I know as a parent I would be wondering about. So school starts September 9th.
That's for my school.
Your school starts September
Yes.
9th. Kids
Other
need
schools could be starting different times.
to be registered by when?
For me, I prefer at least a week before, so by September 2nd. However, I know it's not always possible, and I have taken students up until the day of.
Wow. And then what ages are you taking this year?
I take it's grade, it's pre-kindergarten, which you have to be 4 by August 31st, up to 10th grade.
So be 4 years old by August 31st up to 10th grade. And if I'm 11 and I'm still in 3rd grade level, then you'll still take me because you'll
Yes.
plug me into the grade level that I need.
Right.
Which is really good to know for medical parents. I have been a medical parent. My kid was not on track, but she needed to keep progressing.
Right.
Kids that have learning challenges or have been slow in developing. I know you said you can't take all special needs children. Certainly that's not what you're cut out for, but there are some needs that you can meet in the special needs community. I'm excited for you to meet some of my friends in that community, because it's not always that my child has problems learning, it's that my child is behind because of a life circumstance, or my child was in foster care and got behind in their education or whatever. So I love the flexibility of this environment, and I've loved hearing your attitude about kids. No matter where they are, we want to take them and push them to the next level, right? So
exactly.
Progress is the key. So, well, very good. So get registered if you want to go to school here at Imagination School, we're located in the Sprinker Recreation Center. Hearing more from Fralisa, hopefully be chatting with you again in a couple weeks, and just seeing how things progress towards your school year beginning. So thanks, Fralisa, and we'll talk again. Take care. Bye.